more gold buying than they've ever done. What do you think they know that you don't know? I mean, that alone is so telling. Central bank demand for gold saw no let-up in Q3, building on the record-breaking first half of the year. I flippin' rest my case.
Get ready to unravel the mysteries of the financial world with Lynette Zhang. In this video, you will be diving deep into the repercussions of recent bank shakeups. Join the journey as we dissect the latest scoop on central banks' gold moves in Q3, painting a vivid picture of what lies ahead for the financial sector. Buckle up for a revealing exploration into the crucial role of the FDIC in these unfolding events and why the safety of your money might be hanging by a thread in the face of potential insolvency. Stay tuned for a ride through the twists and turns of finance like you've never seen before.
And what we're seeing and witnessing and experiencing in the banking system is the normal breakdown at the end of the cycle. Because after all those years of zero interest rate policy and force feeding the banks and the corporations and the hedge funds on cheap debt and then raising rates rapidly, I mean, frankly, a lot of people will say, well, unintended consequences, but these guys know what they're doing. And if they don't know what they're doing, why in the world are they in such a big position of power? They know that this is the end. Let's just begin, and we're going to start at the beginning with the most current bank failure, Citizens Bank. Fifth bank, U.S. bank in the U.S. to fail in 2023. Two branches of Citizens Bank will reopen as they had a lot more branches, but two branches of Citizens Bank will reopen as branches of Iowa Trust and Savings Bank on Monday during normal business hours. Nothing to see here, folks. Just move on. But they had more than 1,000 branches throughout the Northeast, and they've been around for 94 years. The government has shut down Citizens Bank due to financial issues. You think these financial issues might have been caused by the rapid rate increases and all of the government treasury debt that they were sitting on? And do you think that what's impacted them, what's impacted those four other banks in March and April, are not impacting all of the other banks, including the Federal Reserve Bank? Think again. They allowed the FDIC to take control without providing any public warning, and this needs to be a public warning to you. Because when this happens, when you lose access to your money, when they bail you in, when do they do it? Friday after the close. Friday after the close. There's nothing you can do. Let's take a look at the FDIC and the banks. First, we're going to go to the insured banks. Then we're going to look at the FDIC. Because these are unrealized gains and losses on investment securities. And guess what? 7 quarters in a row, and this is probably not even as honest as it could or should be. And what do you have? This dark blue is held to maturity, right? Okay, a bond comes out at par. In other words, $1,000 for a $1,000 bond. It has a coupon, an interest on it. When interest rates go down, the market value of the bond goes up. What's been happening, when interest rates go up, the market value of the bond goes down. The light blue is available for sale securities, so they have to liquidate. And when there is a run on the bank, these are the securities that get sold first. But these held to maturity, Bank of America, we're not going to take any losses on our held to maturity. Well, you better pray you don't have a bank run and you're not forced to sell them, right? Because what they're saying is that they are going to hold these to maturity, at which point they would get par back. They would get $1,000 back for a $1,000 bond. Really? Because what will that $1,000 buy in the future? Thank you, inflation. Less and less and less and less. More gold buying than they've ever done. What do you think they know that you don't know? I mean, that alone is so telling. Central bank demand for gold saw no let-up in Q3, building on the record-breaking first half of the year. I flippin' rest my case. Who knows more about the destruction using this stuff? And that's the only tool that these guys have. That's it. That's it. That's it. And every time they do that, every single time they do that, the purchasing power value of the money that's out there is gone. And you barely have 3 cents left. And that's official. That's not my opinion. I think it's much worse than that. It is hanging on by public confidence because nobody else has confidence in this system. You look at how much gold buying the central banks are doing, they don't have confidence in this system. Why? Because they know they're at the end and they're out of tools. Do you have to experience this for yourself before you make the change? Before you shift your paradigm and you start to protect your standard of living, your wealth, your kids' future, your great-grandchildren's future? Because that's what my fight is about. That's what my fight is about. I want to ensure that this next system that we go into is more fair. That you can get fairly paid for a day's labor whenever you want to use it, that you have the ability to have a reasonable standard of living now and prepare for the future. They want to take all of that away. They want to take away all of your freedom. What's gold and silver? It's freedom. Because this is the only gold, according to the Bank for International Settlements, a central bank. Gold is the only financial asset that runs no counterparty risk. That's it, people. There is your answer. That's why, can you pull that graph back up, please? That's why you are seeing central banks buy more gold than they ever have since tracking began, because they know that we are at the end. It really is that simple. It really is that simple. Me too. Me too. Plus food, water, energy, security, barterability, wealth preservation, community, and shelter. Get it done. Get it done ASAP. And community may be the only way for many of you to be able to secure a reasonable standard of living. I've been working on this in earnest, gold and silver since, forever, but in earnest since 2002, and the rest of the mantra since 2010. But a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do that, and we don't have the time. We don't have the time. There's not one teeny-weeny doubt in my mind. We don't have the time. So the best thing to do is come together in community. And what we're also seeing is the rise of a revolution. I agree with Ray Dalio. I agree that the revolution is nigh, and we're seeing it in the rise of the unions. We need to, all of us, come together in community and say, no, there are more of us than there are of them. We have to do this. We don't have a choice. If we don't do this, we're doomed. And I'm 69. How many more years do I have left? 31? Because I think I'm going to live to be 100. 31 more years? But my granddaughter that's 8, she's got a lot more years to go than I do. And what about her children? And what about those children? We are here now. We are living through history, and we can make a difference. Let's every single one of us make a positive impact on a lot of people, starting with one person. And that can look like anything. It doesn't matter. But we have to come together in community.
Before you go, let's recap. Bank failures, central banks, gold acquisitions. It's a financial puzzle. If you enjoyed putting the pieces together with me, hit like, subscribe for more puzzle-solving adventures, and comment below with your thoughts. Your financial IQ matters. Please keep decoding the financial mysteries until our next video. Thanks for watching.